Stop scrolling, man, because I believe God is raising up a group of believers in this generation that's going to be casting out demons. I've seen way more people interested in deliverance than I've ever seen. And I know it's a lot of people that's still not quite sure of what it means to cast out a demon, but if you ever encountered one, then you know what I'm talking about. So I believe that the Lord is going to start raising us up and giving us more information on how to deal with demons. And I believe that one of the ways that he's going to give us this information is through the book of Revelation. Now, the Lord told me that it's a bunch of believers that's still scared to read this book. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to get comfortable reading this book. I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't really go throughout this book. And if I do, I go to chapter 3 and I don't really want to see nothing else after that. But it's a lot of symbolism and imagery that's inside this book that's going to give us a glimpse of how God deals with the spiritual realm. And I want to put out to you the first words of this book. It says, "This is a revelation from Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show his servants the events that must soon take place. He sent the angel to present the revelation to his servant John, who faithfully reported everything that he saw." So this is a revelation from Jesus that God gave him to show his servants the events that must soon take place. So God gave Jesus this revelation directly to show him what's going to happen, and Jesus gave it to his servants. So it's a book that's dedicated straight to us. I believe the whole Bible is dedicated to us, but no other book begins like this. So it shows you the importance and the intimacy that God has with the information that's put inside of this book. So if you ever been afraid or nervous to read this book, maybe because of the symbolism, maybe you're afraid to read it because you won't understand it, or maybe you're afraid to read it because you really don't want to peer into what the end of the world is going to look like, I rebuke the spirit of fear in your life over you that's stopping you from opening up the pages to this book. I rebuke the spirit of fear. You didn't get that from God. God never told us to be scared of this book. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a very welcoming opening. You feel me? And where did that spirit come from? Where did that fear of this book come from? I don't know. I don't know this book front and back, but I know that the Lord wants us to be comfortable with it, because we're going to have to deal with some of this. You know, we've already been dealing with it, and we're going to have to deal with it some more. So I rebuke the spirit of fear that's stopping you from reading this book, and we're going to open this book. We're going to read this book. We're going to be healing the sick. We're going to be casting out demons. We're going to be doing it in the name of Jesus right here in this generation. That's how you revolutionize the culture, straight up.